my question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, does he stand by all his statements related to government tax and spending decisions?
Speaker.
The Honourable Grant Robertson.
Speaker, yes, acknowledging the context in which they were made.
Does he believe he has honoured his commitment not to implement any new taxes this term? And how does he reconcile that with having turned the Bright Line test into a virtual capital gains tax, having introduced an app tax, new tenant taxes, tried to introduce a wealth tax at the budget, a KiwiSaver tax and a jobs tax?
Mr Speaker, I stand by the program of work that we have undertaken. We have undertaken initiatives to make our tax system fairer whilst balancing the need to provide good quality public services.
Does he think he was honouring his commitment not to implement any new taxes this term when he asked officials from across government to develop a wealth tax for introduction in this year's budget?
Mr Speaker, as has been discussed extensively in this House, that would not have come into force until after the election.
Does he stand by his statement that he was too definitive when he ruled out extending the Bright Line test prior to the election? And can he confirm that if someone today lives outside of their family home for 12 months for any reason, illness, secondment, bereavement, then they will be subject to a capital gains tax if they sell their home within a 10-year period?
Mr Speaker, in answer to the first part of the question, yes. In answer to the second part of the question, the rule that the member is highlighting is the rule.
Why is the Finance Minister trying to blame National for the effect of a Bright Line test that he extended to 10 years and a definition of the main home, which means that families who live outside their home will now be subject to a capital gains tax?
Mr Speaker, the rule hasn't changed in that respect.
How can New Zealanders trust any commitment he makes on tax when it may be that he takes a detour down the road to Damascus at any juncture?
Mr Speaker, I just didn't know that would finish. Mr Speaker, this government stands proudly on the record we have had.